somebody from the chamber that Livingston wanna come talk about litter in
Yes.
general?
Yes, I can. April Wehrs, representing the Livingston Parish Chamber of Commerce, 248 Veterans Boulevard, Denham Springs. So I can appreciate the fact that, hearing y'all point of view on this, we put together, just for y'all benefit, a litter initiative that was started, and we put it as part of the chamber strategic plan. The problem is, everybody thinks that we're just doing this litter pickup thing. It's way more vast than that and comprehensive. And so it started in 2018, and it actually ends in 2020, where we're gonna present our findings and figure out where we're gonna go from there and what influence we've had and what's the outcome. The big problem that we see, and y'all could probably all attest to that, is there's a big problem with collaboration on litter in the parish altogether. So the right hand doesn't know what the left hand's doing, not picking on anybody, including us. This ordinance, if I wouldn't have known it, Bobby wouldn't have told me, I wouldn't even know this was happening tonight. So anything that has to do with litter, we want to know.
Yeah.
And not because we think that we're the be all end all, but we're trying to, help in the initiative part of it. I don't know any employer or any business anywhere in the parish that would say that they were not opposed to litter or in favor of the litter issue continuing. So one of the approaches that we've taken on it is it's not just a litter problem, it's a drainage problem. So we put on our social media channels, go to the public, what is your biggest concerns for Livingston Parish? Litter, animal control, the smell of the dump, the landfill, and drainage. So those two top of those things tying in together is litter and drainage. We have a leadership application for the leadership program. What are the two biggest problems you see in Livingston Parish, or three actually? 9 out of 10, 60% of the applicants are gonna put litter and drainage as two of the top issues that they see as a problem in Livingston Parish. So as a business organization and the leadership end of it, the good chambers that collaborate well with all of the entities can really move the needle on things like this. And so you want to address not only business problems, but community problems, because community problems are business problems. There's a big problem with the morale of people who see this. So it kind of settled down. I don't know if y'all noticed through the COVID thing, everybody's kind of staying home, so they've thrown their trash out last. Got a little better, but then all of a sudden things opened up and boom, it was crazy. There's all kind of things I can touch on. We have a web page set up for it. We have people that sign the litter-free LP pledge. We were trying to collaborate and make sure the signage and all that looked alike, and that kind of blew up. So we've got some ideas on how to bring people together on it, and that's what we're hoping to do. I can tell you probably any ordinance that y'all wanted to put on that would improve it, we would support. So I talked to Frog earlier, we necessarily wasn't gonna, don't put me in the middle of it. But when I walked and stepped away for a second and think about what employers care about and what businesses care about and what the residents here care about, it's to have a better quality of life, and that goes with less litter and better drainage. So there you go. I don't know if y'all want to hear anything else from us. We have close to 700 pledges on our litter-free LP pledge. We do this thing called 10 on the 10th. It's just to keep litter awareness. We did a very comprehensive report to where we went to every municipality in the parish and said, what are you doing about litter? Do you have money dedicated to litter? How much money is dedicated? Where is that money coming from? Is it coming from your general fund? I would love to know how y'all are funded on that end as well. So how are you addressing it? How are you making it better? Albany, she's got her thing going on. We do a litter initiative. She's all over it. Springfield will tell you that enforcement was the key to their community looking better. I know it's a smaller community, but when you go and you look and you drive around there, it looks great. There's one woman that goes out and picks up litter. She is the one woman show. She's out there, she's their DPW, and she's doing it all, and she does a heck of a job. But they made an example out of a couple of people. I hate to say it like that, we're not recorded, are we? But
it's not on TV.
So, well, and they said, look, and not that, that they
It
let
takes
some
that.
go and some didn't, but the point is that they actually saw people who were doing it. That's our big problem with us, is that we have these big litter initiatives, and we have, 150 people signed on to pick up trash, and everybody thinks they're, doing community service for time or something like that. So anyway,
Well,
we would love to see y'all all involved in that as well, and sitting at the table when we pull that together.
Well, I started thinking about our phone conversation, David. You talked about signage and the keep Livingston beautiful, you know, we talked about the pine trees or whatever, and y'all had the Love LP, y'all's litter initiative. You know, we talked about, or we asked for money for signage. didn't we?
37,000.
So I'm wondering, and I don't know if it's a conflict, and I don't know how that works, but I'm wondering if there's any way we could incorporate, I don't know.
I agree.
I mean, is there any way we can
I thought of the
incorporate,
same
you know,
thing.
cause y'all talked about signs, is there any way we can incorporate your litter initiative in our signs with respect to identifying the fine situation with respect to littering? So I mean, I don't know, we're gonna ask some questions.
I mean,
based-
there's a
I mean,
Livingston
based on-
the-
chamber, so.
The great hashtag on that is, and people use it, we have, you know, it is not as easy as y'all think to collaborate and get people are really annoyed, they want action on it, but the hashtag on that is Litter Free LP. So Love LP is a big overall community initiative because people would say, oh, you from LP, you know, that kind of thing. And we said, great, we're gonna take something like that, turn it into positive. So there's one big initiative that's Love LP, and we actually have the logos and all that go with it. And then there's underneath that Love LP initiative is Shop LP, Love LP, you know, all those things, and then Litter Free LP is the one that goes under.
Hashtag litter free LP.
So that's what you want. You want on your litter signage, you want at the very least for it to have the hashtag Litter Free LP and push that end of it.
Yeah,
And
I
I personally love our signage because it stands out a little
Do you
bit
know what
more.
your sign looks like?
Oh, yeah.
So we're gonna see,
Yeah,
we're gonna
so-
see, and I'm sure we're
I
gonna
don't
need
see
your, I'm
many.
sure we're gonna need your permission, but we're gonna research and figure out if there's some way we can incorporate your sign and our fine situation so that we can have public dollars, you know,
Yeah.
put these signs up and maybe help spread, you know, the word of your initiative and
Well, then
draw some
I
attention.
got a
to it.
Because
promise from Layton again the other day. I told him we have to do this, and you know, Layton's worried about the whole thing. How do things look to the public? Well, this is absolutely, the people that are littering are trashy, throwing out stuff. It's not your people that, you know, you want to be, keeping the parish beautiful, because they don't care, or they wouldn't throw the stuff out. So he agreed again, let's work with you guys. Let's see if we can get funding for some signs. Now, I don't know if you want a litter free LP and a $250 fine on the bottom of it.
Well,
I don't know.
why not?
I don't know,
mean,
it depends.
If you don't have a
You
deterrent-
definitely, we have not had a chance to research that more deeply. You and I talked about this at a meeting, after one of
Ages
our
ago.
meetings about the signage a while back, exactly. And, it came up, well, the chamber was gonna pay for it, well, we're like, not only, we're like doing this, you know, whatever.
Sure.
The money
COVID-
wise,
COVID's
and
got
by the
the
way,
chamber kinda hard.
we have voted to, and we are supporting the 1 cent sales tax, and it's actually listed there, that there's litter funds that goes along with that.
Certainly is.
So, you know, we've had private business that have put up money for this initiative. Meantime, there's public money. We put up private money. We have businesses sponsoring it. We have the city of Walker who does probably, they got 4 people full-time on staff picking up litter. I don't know if y'all know that or not. That are working through that. They know it's an issue. They're trying to address the issue, et cetera. And they're still sponsoring and putting the stuff, you know, in and putting funding toward it. And it's really not right for that end to take place. If there's public funds out there, especially after this whole COVID situation.
Yeah, as it settles
Blah,
down
blah, blah.
probably after the first of the year, then we'll look at our budget
But
and see.
We're gonna look at what we've got this year. I'll ask Jeff, the ordinance committee to, I mean, the finance committee to address what we have for litter promotion, you know, I mean, within the budget for litter control, and see if there's some way we can coordinate with y'all a public-private partnership on some of this stuff so that you can help get the message out some more. And then the ordinance will take up, we'll send the changes you have to, you know, some of the concerns you have to Chris Moody and let him reevaluate it. Hopefully in a couple of weeks, we'll have some answers
Yeah,
for some of
yeah,
this
I think
stuff.
Yeah,
that's
we'd like to,
right.
we'll take some time to do, we are strong in marketing, so, you know, we've got some good partnerships on all that. I'm sure y'all do too. I don't know what your limitations are because of you're a government entity, but,
Right.
you know, we've got some
That's what we're
collaborations
gonna
that we
ask
can
about.
do that perhaps you can't.
And it might be that we have to do a cooperative effort agreement with your board, and I know you have to, but we're gonna do some research based on what our conversation that we had today, and,
Yep.
you know, that your ability, your struggle with finances because of COVID, and to get some things promoted, and see if we with our money that we have allocated, you know, that the sales tax can address, and see if we can't do something to help that, and then we'll be back in touch. And it might be that the board, that y'all's board's gotta act, you know, with something to do this, to make this legal. You know,
We
there's
touched
some-
on it a
Yeah,
little
we
bit
kinda
last week
figured
with
that.
Derek Murphy. He was here and he goes, well, since I'm here, you know, we're all aboard. We wanna do this. We wanna get things, but if we can legally get it tied together.
Yeah, we would much
that'd be the way to
prefer
do it.
that. And the fact of the matter is that y'all are protected much better than what we are. So last year at the state legislature, there was an ordinance, you know, the lawmakers passed a bill that went through, and before we could stop it or get it amended, it was saying that there was protection for volunteers who were picking up if it was, or protection for the entity. And we're considered a private nonprofit, 501c6, and we were not included in that. So here we are putting people on the road and on the streets, and we're not protected. We have to go buy an additional policy, blah, blah. You know, we have to do training with all the captains. We have to, I mean, it's a very, very intense, thing to do. So those are partnerships that would matter as well. It'd probably have to happen on the administrative end. I don't know how that all
Yeah,
comes
well,
together.
But you made us aware of a struggle y'all have and something you can need, so we're gonna see if we can kind of respond to that. Cause I know Bobby Joe and them and Watson have always have that annual or biannual, you know, biannual garbage pickup thing. And look, I've been on the trailer wearing the orange thing, you know, watching the kids or whatever, and, you know, we limit it to certain roads. I mean, there's some roads that are just too dangerous to put those young people on, but, you know, we've done that twice annually in Watson, and, you know, and so, you know, we know that there's areas throughout the parish that need, you know, attention, and so I think we're all in support of trying to help
Yeah,
resolve
so
some of
let's
those
work it out, get the ordinance right so that we can do things.
And we go full parish too. I mean, you
Oh.
mentioned that, we have some areas, we actually pay for law enforcement to watch out for our people who are picking up. So we don't, and we pay for vests, we have I mean, we wanted to make sure that people who were involved in that, and look, we know that you're never gonna pick your way up out of litter. I can tell you, everybody who thinks litter's a problem does not think it's their problem or their action that needs to take place. They really do think, in my opinion, from what we've been doing the past few years, is that government should be using taxpayer dollars to handle that issue.
Well,
I don't know what that looks
And
like.
then you add
for
a tax
everybody,
to it and
But
they
the
go,
problem is they don't,
no.
we're overtaxed, so
Yeah.
We
there's
get
a
it, no, I get
conflict.
it all, and look, we support y'all on that too. We try, the leadership program is all about, we teach people this is how it really works, that kind of thing. We're putting a little army of people out there for
Y'all
that.
coming, when are y'all coming here when?
I think October 20th, it's the third Tuesday of the
Right.
month.
I got you.
I had a little issue, a little glitch, we're trying to get one, thing settled down, that's when we'll let y'all know for sure, but I think y'all are on the agenda.
It's the morning.
gotta change
No,
the
they do one of the deals, they come,
No, you know what I would really
I'm all
like
for
is,
preventing litter in any way we can. I'm trying to figure out how, you know, I mean,
look,
Just start at home.
it's an interdependent thing. It's just like when the floods came through or whatever. You can't just have schools up and running, you have to have businesses up and running, this up and running. It's all, the community is interdependent. And so if you don't look at it from all different aspects and angles, you can write ordinances all day. If somebody's not enforcing them, you know.
and so Shane, that was one of the open statements we talked about, is that the education, the promotion, and then the enforcement behind it, so that, you know, everybody's gotta, look, let's face it, a lot of people don't do what they don't do because they're gonna get in trouble. You know what I'm talking about? I mean, speed limit's 70. Why do you drive 70? Because if you drive 75, you're probably gonna get a ticket. Otherwise, you know, if you know there's no ability to, there's no consequences for your actions, the sign is just a sign. So, I mean, that's just human nature. And so, you know, that's why everything's gotta work
that they
together.
gotta pay, they'll go, I'm not doing that.
So I'm writing down here, signage and ordinance is the next couple of steps that we will look at
I think,
coordinating on all
yeah, I
that.
think that we need to, this ordinance needs to have Chris look at that one part about the jail time and figure out how to clarify that. We're gonna talk to finance and figure out if there's some way that we can work together, get a cooperative or whatever, that Layton's committed to Scooter to put some signs out, we're gonna figure out if there's some way we can incorporate y'all's program that y'all got going
And get
into
a
our signs.
Parish-wide logo
To
on it.
promote, I mean, y'all are doing the promotion already, see if we can
Tie it.
draw people's
You
attention
just
to
look
y'all.
and see what people like. I mean, we could put it on social and nah, never mind. I was gonna say,
Well, I mean, I'm just saying that,
never mind.
let's figure out what we can and can't do first.
And then we
And
can
then
go
we
forward.
can, then we can ask y'all to do some research and figure out what y'all think the best idea, but let's clarify first what we can and can't do with, you know, public dollars in helping y'all get y'all's message across and getting our message across on the same sign.
Yeah, the message is collaboration. If you're
Right.
saying, and all these guys are signing on, and y'all are signing on, and everybody's in it, and you know, you gotta talk the talk, and you really do have to walk the walk too.
Yeah.
And, anyway, there's all that good stuff, so keep in touch. We think that another big problem is there's a lot of things that are happening that other people don't know about, so we're trying to address that. When we come to y'all with that, and we hope that y'all are able to participate.
Thank you very much,
Appreciate
appreciate it,
it.
Ms. April.